Roadway construction sites are some of the most dangerous places to work in America. As a trained flagger, you will be responsible for the safety of yourself, workers, motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians. This video is intended to clarify your role, responsibilities, and safety measures, helping to reduce confusion, accidents, injuries, and claims from accidents. After all, work zone safety depends on you. Your personal safety is your first priority. It involves preparation, parking, PPE or personal protective equipment, and a safety orientation meeting. Arrive on the job site early. Park your personal vehicle in a safe location away from the flagging station or as designated by your supervisor so as not to cause an obstruction or visibility hazard. Do not carry or use devices such as a cell phone, pager, MP3 player, or radio. They may distract your vision, hearing, or attention. Two-way radios should be used for communications between flaggers to direct traffic or ensure flagger safety. There are several items that all flaggers must wear as an outer garment. These include a high-visibility ANSI-approved Class II vest or safety garment and a high-visibility hard hat. Both must have the required amount of retroreflective material. The safety garment must be fastened and provide 360-degree coverage of the torso. In hours of darkness, flaggers must also wear white or high-visibility color coveralls or trousers that have retroreflective banding on the legs, which are ANSI approved. When snow or fog limits visibility, pants, coveralls, or rain gear in a highly visible color other than white must be worn. Retroreflective banding on the legs is required. You must also use an 18-inch stop-slow paddle at a minimum. Either an 18 or 24-inch stop-slow retroreflective paddle shall be required while flagging at night. All paddles must be MUTCD compliant. Before starting any job, it's required that you receive an orientation to familiarize you with the job site. The orientation should include, but not be limited to, the flagger's role and location on the job site. Remember, flaggers must never be assigned other tasks while engaged in flagging duties. The location and planned movement of work vehicles and equipment at the site. Job site traffic patterns. Communications and signals to be used between flaggers and equipment operators. An on-foot escape route. And any other hazards specific to the job site. Let's review the section on personal safety. Prepare an equipment bag containing all the required and recommended items you'll need on the job site. Park your personal vehicle in an area where it won't be an obstruction or hazard. Wear items that are designed according to ANSI Class II or Class III specifications. It is required that you receive a safety orientation meeting to familiarize you with the job site, its hazards, and communications to be used. Prior to the beginning of your flagging duties, you will need to put out advance warning signs. These are required whether the flagging operation is for 1 minute or all day. There are no shortcuts. Check that you have the correct number and types of advance warning signs and stands needed for the operation. Signs and stands should be compliant with NCHRP 350 crash ratings. When parking your work vehicle, find a safe place on the shoulder of the road to unload your signs. Always use your warning beacon and hazard lights so road users will notice your position. This is your first warning to road users. Follow these other safety precautions when installing your signs. Do not exit or unload from the traffic side of the vehicle. Unload on the safe side, away from the traffic lane. Do not cross the lane of traffic to install your signs. You should be on the same side of the road as your vehicle. After all, your lights are flashing to get the attention for that location, not the opposite side of the street. Watch your back and your partner's back. Always mount the sign on the right side of the road and make sure that it is clearly visible and does not block or conflict with other required signs. The number of signs and distance between the signs will be determined by this. Warning signs must reflect the actual condition of the work zone. When not in use, advance warning signs must be turned, covered, or removed. Just be sure to follow the same safety precautions during removal as during installation. Now, let's review techniques for proper sign installation. Make sure you have the proper type and number of signs needed. Your work vehicle should be parked on the shoulder with warning beacons on. Your vehicle is your protection. Exit and unload your vehicle from the side away from traffic. Do not cross lanes of traffic to place signs. Watch your partner's back. Use roadway speed to determine the number and placement of advance warning signs. When not in use, remove or cover signs. As a flagger, it is critical that your location provide the proper visibility, buffer space, and an escape route. Remember, if you cannot see cars from a distance, you may not have enough time to warn workers of errant road users. Take a position in advance of any hills or curves so you are visible to approaching traffic. Your position should allow you to see and be seen by vehicles approaching from a distance. Make sure your vest or outerwear provides a color contrast between you and the background. Shade can make a flagger's position difficult for drivers to see. Stay in the light and never position yourself on or beneath a bridge or overpass. Stand alone. Do not let a group congregate at your station and distract you from your duties. Drivers can be confused if you blend in with a group of other workers. The distance from the flagger station to the work zone is determined by the speed of the roadway. For instance, if the posted speed is 35 miles per hour, the distance between the flagger station and the work site should be 250 feet. This way, if a vehicle fails to stop at the flagging station, the vehicle will have sufficient distance to stop before in case of emergency. Be sure you have a pre-planned way to exit your position. Should the need arise, exit 90 degrees to the path of the oncoming vehicle. Drop your paddle away from your direction of exit. Use a whistle or horn to warn others in the work area. Let's review the safe way to position your flagging station. Remain visible to approaching road users. Remember that approaching drivers may not see you, may be unable to stop, or may lose control of their vehicles. Expect the unexpected, and always have your emergency escape route in mind. The safe and effective operation of your flagging station requires you to know and follow established rules for your position, signaling, approaching the center line, releasing traffic, and leaving your post. Position your flagging station on the shoulder beyond the edge line. Do not stand in the active lane. A flagger cannot stand in the center of an intersection to direct traffic. Only uniformed law enforcement officers may perform this duty. Position yourself so you can easily view both directions of traffic and the work site. Never turn your back to oncoming traffic. Stop the first vehicle from a position on the shoulder of the road. Aim the stop paddle face toward traffic with your right hand. Hold your left hand above shoulder level with the palm facing traffic. Make and maintain eye contact with the driver of the vehicle until it comes to a complete stop. When the first vehicle has stopped, you can drop your left hand to your side. With the first car stopped, you may move to the center line to hold additional vehicles, but only when it improves your ability to see or be seen. Otherwise, stay on the edge of the road. If you do move to the center line, remain in your lane without standing in front of the stopped vehicles. It's preferable to stand sideways so you can watch for traffic or work vehicles. To release traffic, return to the shoulder. Give the entire lane width to the vehicles. Then turn the slow paddle face toward oncoming traffic. Make a clear, sweeping motion with your left arm for motorists to proceed. That speed of motion should correspond to the desired speed of traffic. To alert or slow vehicles as they approach or pass, extend your arm and motion up and down with your palm down. Be cautious of wider and longer trucks and buses, which may need more room when all to cars change lanes. Turn the paddle face to stop and wait for the next vehicle. Do not leave the flagging station until you have been properly relieved. When no flagger is on duty, warning signs must be turned, covered, or removed. Now, let's review the proper way to stop and release traffic. Stay on the road shoulder until the first car has stopped. Keep sign and hand signals clear and easy for drivers to understand. Move into the lane only after the first car has stopped and when it is required. Move all the way back to the shoulder before turning your sign to slow and giving the signal for drivers to proceed. Do not leave your position until you have been properly relieved. A trained flagger must also know how to deal with a variety of work scenarios and situations. This includes working with partners, foot traffic, emergency vehicles, frustrated motorists, and working as a spotter. When two or more flaggers are used, they must be able to communicate with one another. One flagger should be designated as lead flagger to coordinate the operation. Two-way radios are preferred, but visual signals may be used when flaggers are able to clearly see one another without leaving their flagging position. Once you have stopped traffic, you can then give a prearranged all clear signal. When you give this signal, you are telling the other flagger it is okay to release traffic from the other direction. Do not release traffic on your end until you have received the all clear signal from the other flagger. For pedestrians and bicyclists, a clear and safe passageway through the work area should be maintained. Otherwise, the area should be closed and foot traffic rerouted. Bicyclists using the roadway must follow the same traffic flow instructions as motor vehicles. If an emergency vehicle approaches with lights and sirens, hold all traffic. Emergency vehicles should be given the right-of-way and allowed to pass as soon as it is safe to do so. Signal using your emergency whistle or horn to make sure the work area is aware that an emergency vehicle is moving through. Traffic delays often cause hostility and frustration that sometimes results in verbal abuse of the flagger. Remain calm. Do not provoke or elevate a hostile situation. Never strike out at or be abusive to a motorist or vehicle. This could result in criminal or civil action being taken against you. Be courteous. Show drivers you understand their frustration and will let them through as soon as you've received the signal that it's safe for them to pass. If an incident does occur, be sure to notify your supervisor. Let's briefly review the other responsibilities you'll be asked to perform. Keep your flagging partner in visual range and use hand signals when radio communication is unavailable. If a safe, clear path is unavailable for pedestrians and bicyclists, close the sidewalk and reroute traffic. Use a horn or whistle to alert the work area that an emergency vehicle is approaching and hold all traffic until it has passed. Remain calm and courteous with angry motorists. Never argue, fight, or escalate the conflict. Spotters provide for the safe backing of work zone vehicles. Spotters may not hold a stop-slow paddle or direct traffic. Night flagging requires special apparel, signs, signals, and additional illumination. These rules must be observed 1/2 hour before sunset to 1/2 hour after sunrise. At night, a flagger must wear an ANSI-approved high-visibility safety garment or vest over white or other high-visibility color coveralls or trousers that have retroreflective banding on the legs. Either an 18 or 24-inch stop-slow retroreflective paddle shall be required while flagging at night. All paddles must be MUTCD compliant. A flashlight with a glow cone should be used to help motorists see hand signals. If needed, flashing yellow warning lights may be used on advance warning signs. Flagger workstations must be illuminated during periods of darkness by floodlights. However, floodlights must never create a disabling glare for drivers. To recap, from 1/2 hour before sunset to 1/2 hour after sunrise, be sure that you're wearing your high-visibility apparel and that your position and your signals are all properly illuminated. You have an important job to do. Using proper techniques will keep you, your co-workers, and the public safe. Remember, work zone safety depends on you.